In the enchanted realm where human societies shape the landscapes of interaction and identity, social geography emerges as a captivating field. This discipline delves into the magical forces that govern the spatial dimensions of social relationships, cultural practices, and the construction of identities. Let's explore the mystical elements that define social geography. Cultural landscape spells. Social geography begins with the casting of cultural landscape spells. Enchanters in this field explore the magical forces that shape the visible features of the Earth's surface, influenced by human activities, social practices, and cultural expressions. Place attachment enchantment. The enchantment of place attachment becomes a focal point. Enchanters craft spells to understand the emotional and symbolic connections people have with specific places, exploring the magical forces that create a sense of belonging and identity. Social identity sorcery. Social identities take on the form of magical sorcery. Enchanters scrutinize the spells that govern the spatial dimensions of identity, exploring the magical forces that shape the ways people define themselves and interact with others based on various social categories. Spaces of inclusion and exclusion alchemy. Spaces of inclusion and exclusion become an area of alchemy. Enchanters explore the spells that govern the creation of spaces that either foster inclusion or perpetuate exclusion, considering the magical forces that shape social dynamics in public and private realms. Gender and spatial practices conjuring. Gender and spatial practices take center stage in the realm of conjuring. Enchanters cast spells to understand how gender influences the use and perception of space, exploring the magical forces that shape spatial practices and the construction of gendered spaces. Ethnic and racial enigma. The enigma of ethnicity and race becomes a focus. Enchanters cast spells to unravel the forces that shape the spatial dimensions of ethnic and racial relations, exploring the magical dynamics of cultural diversity, segregation, and the negotiation of identity. Social networks incantations. Incantations are woven to explore social networks. Enchanters in social geography scrutinize the spells that govern the spatial dimensions of social connections, considering the magical forces that shape the formation, maintenance, and influence of social networks. Mobilization and social movements charms. Mobilization and social movements become a realm of charms. Enchanters explore the spells that govern the spatial dimensions of social activism and movements, considering the magical forces that shape the geography of protest, resistance, and social change. Everyday life magic. The magic of everyday life becomes a realm of exploration. Enchanters cast spells to understand the spatial dimensions of everyday activities, rituals, and routines, exploring the magical forces that shape the mundane yet essential aspects of human existence. Social justice and spatial equality wizardry. The magic of social justice and spatial equality becomes a realm of exploration. Enchanters in social geography cast spells to understand how social inequalities manifest in space and explore the magical dimensions of efforts to promote justice, equity, and inclusivity. In the enchanted world of social geography, enchanters cast spells of understanding, empathy, and transformation. By unraveling the magical forces that govern the spatial dimensions of social relationships and identities, they contribute to a deeper understanding of how human societies create, shape, and inhabit the enchanting landscapes of social interaction.